to make the case. Meanwhile, the dumb fuck libtards in positions of power, are asleep at the wheel, or I guess they personally don't care. They actually agree with the conservatives. Maybe they're not as liberal as you think they are. These guys don't understand. Fascists will always turn their crosshairs on you, okay? There is no collaboration with fascists. Unless you are a die-hard fascist yourself, you're fucked. Continue to give Mr. Kimmel a broadcast platform in the communities we serve is simply not in the public interest at the current time, and we've made the difficult decision to preempt the show in an effort to let cooler heads prevail as we move towards the resumption of respectful, constructive dialogue. Dog, if you want someone to do a fucking, if you want, this is why I said these guys are going to get extra vicious. They're going to come for everybody. They're going to come for people that conservatives just hate, right? This is their own. This is unironically right-wing cancel culture. But the difference here is that the government is actually leaning into it. Whereas, like, liberals were not, going around being like, we have to cancel this show or that show. Like, or even if they ever brought it up, nobody really gave a shit, right? Like, no right-wing corporation ever gave a shit and was like, yes, that's right. Due to the unimaginable pressure that we're getting from fucking liberal politicians, we're canceling the Milo Yiannopoulos show or whatever. Like, the irony in and of itself is that the irony here is that, like, the cancel culture pressures and this kind of like SJW behavior is done from a place of powerlessness when you recognize how little power you have to actually change the systems. You actually want free healthcare. You want to have a better job. You want to have better benefits. You want to be able to take time off whenever you see fit, build a family, own a home. But you can't get those things. So you just focus on like things that are immediately in front of you. This fucking asshole pissed me off. Remember when he cried? Remember when he cried during COVID? Like, that's the gripe that conservatives have with this guy. Okay? And therefore he was always a target. And now that the Charlie Kirk thing happened, they're using that as an opportunity to go after him. He didn't even say anything wrong here. He didn't even say anything even like remotely off base. But what's frustrating about this shit is that all of these powerful media organizations are straight up caving and capitulating to dear fucking leader, bro. Yeah, Nexstar CEO praises Trump administration as local TV giant announces $6.2 billion merger with rival. The initiatives being pursued by the Trump administration offer local broadcasters the opportunity to expand reach, level the playing field, and compete more effectively. What the fuck are we doing? And now CBS is owned by Larry Ellison's son. And he's bringing in Barry Weiss so they could do better pro-Israel propaganda. I don't know how the fuck that's going to work. And on top of that, on the other side, as mainstream media is fucking dying, they are actively putting the clamps on independent media. I covered this already earlier with the whole like bringing in the Twitch CEO. It's fucking bullshit, dude. And what's crazy about all of this is that a lot of people are just sleepwalking. Like, a lot of people are just like, oh, from a partisan perspective, it's great. It makes me feel good that Jimmy Kimmel is fucking banned. Okay, great. See, someone in the chat immediately said, not sure who lies more, Jimmy Kimmel or Hassan. If you are truly confused by that, he got banned, which we shouldn't have. I love the hogs, okay? I love my little piggies. Mods, don't fucking pull the trigger finger so fast. Like, you can do that for this fucking dipshit, but you don't have to do that for like a honest to God hog who's like, oh, I hate Jimmy Kimmel and Hassan Hasanabi Piker, right? But it's so funny. Dog, at a certain point, you got to realize you are an incredibly small man, an incredibly small-minded, narrow-minded person. if you think this is going to improve your life in any meaningful capacity. I tweeted about this earlier. Someone was like, oh, yeah, it's over. Oh, Hassan Piker might be gone. This guy's so excited, right? Comrade Stump. I said, imagine how narrow your worldview is that you think a Twitch streamer being deplatformed at the direction of the free speech, anti-cancel culture administration after 2 years of Zionist organizations demanding it happen is somehow going to improve your life. Do you see? That's it. Like, if given the option of free healthcare and then Ben Shapiro and everybody else gets to fucking maintain their platform, or no free healthcare, but they get deplatformed, I wouldn't give a fuck about deplatforming those guys. What are you talking about? It's not even a fucking question. The entire reason why they're doing this is because they're throwing red meat in front of you, you fucking idiots. To make you feel like one of your dreams is being realized, because they realize that you are brain-broken, small-minded morons that will literally go, oh, hell yeah, he banned transgender athletes from the NCAA, so that you can't realize that you're still getting fucked over by a person who promised no new wars. He's the peaceful candidate. He's going to end all the wars, and he's going to fix the fucking prices. None of that has happened. That's what he won on. He won a narrow victory over that. People have been running around making it seem like this is a Reagan-style sweep. After a year and a half of negative real wage growth that was experienced, is unprecedented under the Biden administration, and dumb fucks don't even understand that they are not getting their wishes. But it's making them feel like they are because Jimmy Kimmel got banned. Like, you're a fucking loser, brother. I'm sorry. I don't give a shit about Jimmy Kimmel, okay? Who gives a fuck about Jimmy Kimmel? But, like, if you think that this improves your life in any capacity, you are a huge pussy, okay? You are a ginormous pussy and a fucking loser. You have nothing going on in your life. Nothing. Like, how the fuck is this a big W for you?
What was going on earlier today when I saw this pop up on Twitter? This is the FCC chairman, Brendan Carr, on a far-right podcast talking about what Kimmel's comments were. Let's roll that tape.
You know, when you look at the conduct that has taken place by Jimmy Kimmel, it appears to be some of the sickest conduct possible. Obviously, look, there's calls for Kimmel to be fired. I think, you know, you could certainly see a path forward for suspension over this. And again, you know, the FCC is going to have remedies that we could look at.
Joe, are you comfortable with the FCC playing this role?
I don't think this is a legal issue. I don't think this can be pointed to the FCC or the Trump administration and say, well, this is about them going after Kimmel because of what he said. Personally, I think it's more of a cultural issue. And I got to tell you, look, I'm about as moderate a Republican as you're going to get. I'm from New York. I have not been comfortable watching late night television for 15 years because when you have conservative leanings and you're constantly mocked and you constantly feel like you're doing something wrong, you shut it off. You don't watch it anymore.
It's so hard. It's so hard. No, oh my God. I want to say things that I can't say. There's a lot of attention on me right now. Oh my God, but I'm thinking it. You are the biggest pussy on the planet. Turn off the television. You are the biggest pussy on the fucking planet. Oh my God.
Clip.
This is so much worse than the most gender fluid, septum piercing having, turf bang having, multicolored haired college freshman with a philosophy degree could ever come up with. Like, this is literally like, I can't watch television because my feelings are hurt. Are you fucking kidding me? Turn off the TV. Oh my God. That is sincere advocacy Oh, I'm too scared to watch Jimmy Fallon. I can't say anything because I'm worried that motherfuckers are going to be like, he needs to go banned. But I cannot comprehend how big of a pussy one is to not even feel a sense of shame to say that out loud on national television. Oh, my God.
Executive branch officials. I don't have to respond to Congress, that kind of thing. He's fighting that out in the court. We've seen that before. What's unprecedented, however, is the way Donald Trump is using official power from the FCC on to go after universities, law firms, and media companies that he disagrees with on policy or on politics. That is new. We've not seen that from any president before.
This is actually cancel culture. I mean, that's what this is. The chairman of the Federal Communications Commission, Brendan Carr, added on Benny Johnson's podcast that the broadcasters, including ABC, have a license granted by us at the FCC, and that comes with it an obligation to operate in the public interest. Elsewhere in the interview, Carr attacked Kimmel as talentless and suggested the late-night comedian's comments displayed some sort of, quote, desperate irrelevance. Is that what we want the FCC chairman to be doing?
It's a very slippery slope, and there's a pattern. We keep talking about it like it's not happening, and it just keeps happening over and over and over again with folks he disagrees with. I'm a Democrat. I'll say what happened to Charlie Kirk is disgusting. We should have a court. If he did it, he should be prosecuted to every extent of the law. We shouldn't have to say that. That's just common sense. But we also should say the First Amendment matters to everybody, whether they agree or they disagree. And I just think that what we're going through right now is unprecedented. It's unseemly. And I think that it's really getting out of hand because it's just happening more and more and more with folks who disagree.
We do have the clip that Jimmy Kimmel said Monday night. Obviously, this is not the entire 8 or 9 minute monologue. This is just one clip of it, but this is what he said.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
Now, the way that Fox covered what he just said there was Kimmel suggests Kirk assassin was one of the MAGA gang, despite reports of leftist leanings. I don't know that I think that is an accurate description, but they have the First Amendment to write what they want to write.
The job of the FCC is not to regulate and police content. It's not, do we like this? Does this make us comfortable or uncomfortable? Right. I don't like anything about what Jimmy Kimmel said, frankly. I agree with Joe. I find his comments reprehensible, but it's not the FCC's job to say, do we like this or do we not? And the FCC, of course, is a government actor. And I'm thinking sort of off the top of my head here, but if ABC wanted to fight this, clearly they don't because they've made the decision to dispatch or suspend Jimmy Kimmel. If they wanted...
If you found those comments from Jimmy Kimmel to be reprehensible, again, you're not cut out. You're not cut out for this environment. That is crazy. What is happening? Wake up. Wake up. This is not about a sincere request to return to normalcy and commentary. The worst part about it isn't even like the procedural influence that is unprecedented and directly in violation of the First Amendment. Okay, that's a problem for sure. But the broader problem here is that they are actively doing this. It's not just Jimmy Kimmel. They're coming after everyone that they personally perceive to have even a little bit of smoke for Republicans. That's it. How the fuck are you not aware of this? Like, this is some real fucking fascist bullshit. If you think those comments about Charlie Kirk are reprehensible, just listen to Charlie Kirk once or twice and let's see what you think about his takes then.
I think the point is, though, that, again, when you alienate a part of the population who at some point just stops watching, then you have no incentive to keep whatever left of that audience.
I want someone to do respectful dialogue, like demand the president do so. What are we talking about?
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half-staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They've just started construction of the new ballroom.
That's what they fucking clapped him over? That's it? Highlighting how little Trump gives a fuck about Charlie Kirk? That's it? It's just like he didn't even make like a, I thought he made an edgy joke or something.
For the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty.
Yes. He's at the fourth stage of grief, construction. Demolition, construction. This is not how an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a friend. This is how a 4-year-old mourns a goldfish, okay?
Brother. The one time Jimmy Kimmel is like kind of funny because of Trump's funniness. And ABC is caving. ABC yanks Jimmy Kimmel's show indefinitely after remarks about Charlie Kirk. Brother. Whatsoever from the Republicans, no company is ever going to turn around and defend anyone that is currently drawing the ire of Republicans, okay? That's it. Nexstar Media, which owns around 24 ABC affiliates, says it will preempt Jimmy Kimmel Live indefinitely tonight due to his commentary on the Charlie Kirk assassination. Mr. Kimmel's comments about the death of Mr. Kirk are offensive and insensitive at a critical time in our national political discourse, and we do not believe they reflect the spectrum of opinions, views, or values of local communities in which we are located. Andrew Alford, president of Nexstar's broadcasting division, said. And it's like, dude, what the fuck are you saying? The president is literally, the vice president is saying it's war. We're going to tackle the left. We're going to tackle the left. They killed my best friend. Okay. They're just making shit up, saying that all Democrats and all liberals are going to get fucking destroyed using Charlie Kirk's assassination.
Oh, I am feeling the exact opposite. I don't trust anybody. There's a lot more information that I wish I could share, but I'm going to tell you guys, it's going to get uglier. And these absolute demons are trying to justify saying you shouldn't investigate until the funeral, until the state funeral, until, as I have heard, people are trying to buy their way. Okay. I've given this much money. I want to say some remarks about Charlie Kirk. Okay. Stop. Okay. Just stop. A real friend would investigate someone's murder, and they would not stop until they felt good about the resolution and the answers that they were given. And I'll let you know when that is, Pastor. Okay? All right. Before I get into some of your comments and see what you guys are thinking about all of this, I want to remind you about the wellness company, because you may have,
oh my
or maybe
God.
you didn't.
Oh my gosh. She's fucking farming that shit, bro. This seems too good to be true, but I think Israel will be more fucked because of this. Yes, bro. Yes. I've said this already. Lying is OP. That's number one. Lying is motherfucking OP. Okay? Number two, conservatives especially, but liberals too, but certainly conservatives are way more malleable to misinformation and false narratives and like grand conspiracies than critical thinking. And that is precisely the reason why this is the possible worst thing. I can totally see unironic pro-Israel people like Deborah's and Barbara's that were pro-Israel until this very moment. People who tune into the Candace Owens broadcast and go, oh my God, I cannot believe that Israel did this 100%. I love Charlie Kirk and Israel killed my Charlie. I can totally fucking see people developing resentment towards the state of Israel off of this shit, which is so crazy. I guess you got to take it whichever way you can, right? I don't know. Yeah, look. Wrote about wrote about the Israeli right rush to weaponize Charlie Kirk's assassination, casting them as a martyr in its anti-left, anti-Muslim, Judeo-Christian battle. Violence is the right's natural currency, whether as perpetrator or as victim. Your consistency on the infringement on First Amendment anti-BDS stuff all the way back in...
Ladies and gentlemen, little flying by the...
What is this?
It's when I got fired from MSNBC for using the term rape in a satirical tweet that I did years before. And people were like, you know, there was, and I felt like,
God, I was so fat.
I mean, MSNBC has the right to fire me if they want to fire me. I mean, it's their company. I thought it was wrong.
When the eventual purge comes, that's what I think that.
I mean, that's like the functional equivalent of cheering on, you know, saying that unvaccinated should not go to the hospitals, right? I mean, like his whole brand has been an unwavering, principled stance, regardless of who the players are.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know if Greenwald, but that principle was a bit shaky around the Nathan Robinson Guardian thing too, among some other those substackers, like taking a little bit of victory laps or look at a little bit gleeful at leftists getting banned.
Well, all right, let's.
Well, the thing about that is like Glenn is ridiculous in this issue because like. He knows for a fucking fact that I have been a massive advocate for, you know, BDS protesters and how much of a disgusting erosion of the First Amendment laws that we supposedly have in this country. Whenever, you know, you have to sign like that you've never, you have to sign like loyalty to the state of Israel and that you've never actually said Palestinians are human to be a fucking teacher in Texas. Like, I think that's insane. And
look at that. All the way back in 2021, baby. All the way back in 2021. Nice job on the sound upgrades you've done, though. I think that the audio is tweaking on Sam's end because this is just off of the majority report. Because... yeah, I've always been a consistent supporter of the First Amendment because I'm an anti-Zionist. There is not a lot of room. There is not a lot of room there. You can't be fucking anti-Zionist and also be in favor of free speech violations.
That is why they took him out. That is your theory that you are presenting there, Mia. And I will say this. It's like Tucker said, to have so many donors, what I do know is the donors became very rotten at the end. He relied on his donors. They were making threats. Some of them, up until the very last minute, were making threats against him. Financial threats, I'm referring to, obviously. Some people are lying and saying that I said this donor tried to kill him or it's so ridiculous. Financial threats, that's a threat, okay? That is a threat. Michelle E. writes, you and Charlie are both so inspiring and have taught me a lot. I think it's amazing what you are continuing to do.
Next one is...
wait, what is this? They mentioned D in the committee, by the way. She didn't quote anything Omar has said. They mentioned Destiny in the committee, by the way, and ignored the statement using the First Amendment.
A few weeks before Charlie Kirk was assassinated, CNN runs widely viewed interview with Destiny describing Charlie Kirk as spawn of Satan.
Without objection.
And let's see here. I think the next one is, gosh, I'm having trouble finding it, sir. Dang it. I will submit it for the record later. The rest of these, I have another 30, so I'll just submit those.
Speaker,
later.
Mr. Chairman. Gentleman from New York is recognized for what purpose?
Point of information with respect to everything that Mr. Biggs just read. So what? It's all free speech.
First Amendment is alive and well in this great country, and thank the good Lord for that.
Next one is...
yeah. That's right. Of course, bro. This should be laughed at. What are you talking about? You can't say a guy is a fucking spawn of Satan? What are we talking about? The irony, of course, is that Destiny has said incredibly violent shit, about all conservatives in general. He can't stop himself from going crazy mode. And there are certainly way less defensible quotes, but even then, it's still defensible on First Amendment grounds, okay? What the fuck are we talking about? I say this as someone who hates Destiny. You know this. Half of the almost all of these like clips out of context are coming from his fucking community. The reason why they're pulling Twitch, most likely, the reason why they're pulling the Twitch CEO or trying to pull the Twitch CEO into this fucking committee hearing is unironically the attempts of Dan fucking Saltman, who has been working with ADL and all these other advocacy groups to try to get this to happen for a very long time. The only dumbass that bid on that was obviously Israel's biggest attack dog, Richie Torres. No one took it sincerely, but finally, he was working with Republicans as well, for the record, on trying to get this done. And finally, he got what he wanted. But it's, of course, ironic because now those very same demons that he used to try to fucking go after me are going after his boy as well. They're going after Sex Pestiny too. They're talking about like, no, I know they said they wanted me to be pulled in front of Congress. That is what they have been actively working on. He's like flown to DC and shit to try and get it done. He's been talking to Republican congresspersons. The problem is, the problem here is that these institutions are so malleable and they're such pussies that they just don't want any fucking negative attention or association